Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. This video is going to be a little bit weird, I guess, because we're going to be talking about NX. So if you've been watching my stream or my videos for a long time, you know that I really like dressing up my characters. I really like getting a bunch of different NX outfits and seeing what I can make work. And I'm sure there's many of you watching this video that also like doing this kind of stuff. And with the Steam market being a thing now where you can just straight up buy outfits without having to roll for them, I've been getting a lot of questions on what NX items are my characters wearing and what items do I like, because some people don't know what a lot of items are. Like, they just don't even know how to find items. They don't know what's good or what's not good, even though it is subjective. Like, what I think is good might not be what you think is good. But either way, I still have gotten a lot of questions on just what the names of items are, because maybe somebody likes a top from this character but likes the weapon from this character, and they just want to know what these items are called. So that's going to be part of what this video is about. Is we're going to go over my characters and I'm going to tell you what their outfits are based off of, what their items are, and whether or not you can get them on the Steam market. I'm going to show you how you can find items on the Steam market as well. And I'm going to tell you a little bit of how I think in terms of like NX, like what inspires me to try and look for certain outfits or try to get certain looks, and what are some like basic almost rules to NX on this game. Obviously, again, everything is subjective. You could disagree with me. You could call me an idiot and dress however you want. That's perfectly fine. But I'm just going to tell you the way that I think in terms of NX. So the first thing that we're going to talk about in terms of NX is what are the three most important things that make you have a good outfit on this game. And honestly, I think this applies to everyone. So for example, we're going to go from top to bottom. The first most important thing, then the second, then the third. And if you don't have the first or second one, in my opinion, I really don't think you could have a good outfit at all if you don't have at least the first two things. So the first one is you need to have transparent NX. So if you search transparent, you'll notice that some of it costs NX and some of it costs reward points. You can get reward points from bossing, so I would highly recommend getting some sort of transparent NX. The reason why transparents are so good is because it hides so many ugly items. Like, for example, I have the Zakum face and eye. If I were to put on the transparents, all of a sudden my character looks like way better, like magically infinitely better just from that, right? It's crazy. And then, you know, whether you don't want to wear earrings, whether you don't want to wear gloves or shoes or anything else like that, this is how you do it. You have to get it through transparents, and transparents are a staple on any outfit on this game. The next thing that's very important besides transparents is hair and face. I honestly think that hair and face is so important on this game, and it does so much heavy lifting. So the reason why hair and face is so good is because if you really just think about how many pixels your character has, right? Whether you're male or female, a ton of the pixels, like just the colors on your screen, are taken up by your hair and face, right? Like, not even your outfit. If you really think about your outfit, your body is small, but your head is huge. So that means your hair and face are naturally just going to take up a lot more space. So you want to make sure that your hair and face are really good, right? But the problem is a lot of hairs and faces have limited availability. You have to wait for them to come out. You have to pray that good ones come out and everything like that. So it can be pretty hard to get a good outfit. But the reason why I mention this is to let you guys know that even if your outfit isn't like, you know, as perfect as you might hope, it's probably because a good hair and face hasn't come out, and it's not really anything to do with your outfit. But if you get transparent and you get a good hair and face, that alone could carry you. And then the third part is your outfit, what you actually wear. And that's obviously very customizable, and you could look however you want with that. But I really think that your hair and face is like so important, and same with the transparents. Another reason why I mentioned that hair and face is so important is because getting good NX on this game, getting good outfits, usually can't be done overnight. You usually have to play the game for a really long time, because if you play for a long time, you're going to have a lot more opportunities to get different types of hairs and faces in the game, and that'll usually set you up to having a good outfit. So now that we all understand that, I'm going to show you some of my characters, what their NX items are, what items I like wearing on them, and why they look the way that they do. So I don't know about anybody else, but for me, I actually like, I don't know if I'm just schizo or something, but I like to create characters in the game and give them some amount of lore or some amount of like reason for what the way that they look like or the way that they operate or something like that. Basically role playing, right? This is an MMORPG, right? Like role playing game. So I actually do get kind of into the role playing and look at each character kind of in their own way. as weird as that might sound, but it just helps me get more into the game, get more immersed into it for whatever reason. This is how I am in like a lot of games. I don't know why, but it is what it is. It helps me like the game more. So the reason why my character looks like this, I actually think this NX outfit could be better, but I specifically designed my hideout to look this way because it's cosplaying an original character that I created named Lena. So this might sound a little crazy, but let me give you guys the lore. So a long time ago, I had this character, this Nightwalker on my account named Inubud, right? And what I noticed, especially on Twitch, maybe on YouTube as well, is people just like having a storyline or a character to follow. It might sound a little weird for some of you guys, but the concept of having a character that you invest time in, you know their story, you know where they started from, you've seen them clear all the bosses, you've seen them get stronger, all this stuff. Like, it's a cool concept where people just like to follow the story. They were a part of it. They could say, I was there. I remember when this person cleared this. I remember when they did that. This is what I like to do when I create my characters on MapleStory. I like to create a story with them. So I had this character Inubud, and it helped me realize that, wow, I can create a story with these characters. I wasn't really doing that before, and this was years ago. And it even got to the point where I had emotes of the character, and people on my Twitch stream really liked it, and it was like a thing that was established, right? But then I realized that I probably shouldn't have just one character that is like the face of the stream, the face of YouTube, the face of everything, right? So I decided to make my own character that was not attached to anything. That was because technically, what if I don't play MapleStory one day, right? Then it would be a little weird having this character be like the icon of my stream or like the mascot of the stream and YouTube videos, because what if I don't play Maple? You know what I mean? What if I stop playing it? Then it's like, oh, it's kind of weird. I'm like, I'm going to create a new character that is outside of everything. And then I could use this character to tell whatever story I'm trying to tell in any game that I play, right? And then that character is going to be the main character. So then I created this character, named her Lena because it's a very typical, common Arabic name. I'm Arab. Made her have the same skin color as me, same hair color as me, because I wanted her to be like an Arab, basically, right? Because I feel like all of these OC characters that you see online are very like pale and, you know, stereotypically like anime-ish. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm going to make her Arab and like name her Lena because like that's who I am. That's my culture, right? So there you go. And then I created this character, and again, on my stream, my YouTube videos, people recognized it, became iconic, right? And like every game that I play, whether I'm talking about One Piece, there's a One Piece version. Whether I'm playing Legend of Zelda, there's a Legend of Zelda version. Whether I'm playing Pokemon, there's a Pokemon version, and there's emotes, and there's a lot of stuff that's related to it, right? So all the games that I play, I try to make my main character look like this because it represents my icon, my avatar, my original character, whatever you want to call it, right? So that's why this character looks this way. Now, obviously, you can't really get an exact copy of what you're trying to look like, but I try to get it usually generally as close as possible, right? Black hair, ponytail, red ribbon, red top, and then whatever, right? So that's what this character looks like. Even though I think there are better outfits in the game, this is my look though. You know what I mean? So for me, it's really valuable to me because this is my look. So the hair is called Princess Ponytail, Not So Chucklehead Face, Neckerchief Fascinator Red, Noble Savior, Heartbeat Devil Tail, and Tanjiro's Nichiren Sword with the Sync Chat ring and white label ring. So that's what my items look like. I have the Nichiren Sword just because I think it's cool and it allows me to use Hinokami Kagura whenever I want, which is pretty sick. And yeah, that's why this character looks like that. I know I rambled on a lot, but hey, it is what it is. I mean, this is the way that I choose to do things. And maybe some of you have learned something new and why the icon of my channel is like this random girl or whatever, right? So there you go. Next is my Lara Uni. So this goes kind of back to what I was saying about creating characters. So I like to make one iconic outfit for each of the characters that I play a lot because then people get more attached to them. They recognize them more and all that, right? So this is another character that is pretty well known amongst my stream, right? So I have the Shepherd Straw Hat, Magica in the Autumn Forest Dress, Shepherd's Crook Weapon, Not So Chucklehead Face, which you'll notice is a very common face amongst all my characters because I think this is the best face in the whole game. And then Color Blend Rolling Twin Hair. So whenever you see Color Blend, it just means I have a custom hair color that you can get from a Color Blend coupon that you can probably get from events. Now, I really like this outfit because it gives me the wizard like magic vibes with this top. Typically, like I like the big cape, like flowy outfit when it comes to mages. I think it looks nice, especially when you walk around or even jump around. And then I like to get some sort of like wand or weapon or something like that on mages, just because I think, you know, you need to channel your magic somehow. So for this character, I like to use this crook weapon because I think it not only matches, I think it's very cute and it's very unique. Like, I don't really see a lot of people using this weapon, and I feel like a crook it might not seem like a wand, but like it could be used as a wand. It's like a very interesting looking weapon. I don't know if it's just me. Now, the only thing is I don't like this jump animation. I think it's too much, like this big green circle around me with the sheep. But I do like the little sheep here because Lara herself is a sheep. Now, this hat is nice too because I think it also matches. It's not quite the exact shade I would want, but I think it's close enough and gives me the farmer vibe. Like I'm just like a sheep farmer, bro. And I think it looks good. Now, the problem with this hair, though, is this hair actually looks really bad without the hat. I actually think it looks horrible without the hat. But when you put the hat on, it makes it look actually pretty good. So I pretty much never see anybody wear this hair, but I think it's because they didn't put a hat on it. Now, I really like the dual ponytail twin hair that's going on here. I think it helps encapsulate my character, like on each side there's something, whereas I feel like if I had like a shorter hair, there'd be like space missing. I don't know if I'm just crazy, but that's like the way that I think about it. Now, something that you'll notice actually that I just remembered about my characters is a lot of them have a rounded head shape, and the reason why I like a rounded head shape is because when you have something round, it just naturally gives off more of like a cute feeling versus like a square or like a triangle. So I typically like to go for rounded hairs that like make your head shape look nice and round, as crazy as that sounds. But that's just me. Like, if you don't want that and you want to go for a different type of look, that's totally fine. And then the other thing that I usually like is bangs. You'll notice that pretty much every single one of my characters, I think literally all of them, they all have bangs. Like, their foreheads don't show. And I'll explain why that's the case later, because one of my characters, I'm gonna make the forehead show, and I'll explain to you why it's generally, in my opinion, just not as good as bangs on this game. But yeah, let's continue to this character. So this is my Fire Poison Unlucky Alice. Now, the thing that you'll notice about my Fire Poison is it's wearing the Megumin outfit, Beloved Samurai headband, round glasses, and Explorer Fire Poison wand with the Peach Blossom Fox label ring, Not So Chucklehead face again, and Elfine hair, which is, in my opinion, some of the best hairs and faces in the whole game. Now, the lore that I created with my Fire Poison, it actually extends to my Ice Lightning and my Bishop as well, because they're all Explorer mages. So in my little headcanon that makes me like these characters more is that they're all siblings. And not only that, they're also part some sort of animal. So like, for example, this one is part puppy, right? Like, it has like the puppy ears, and I think it just looks very cute. And the other thing is they all have round glasses. Now, the reason why they all have round glasses, not only does this item look good, I think the reason why they also have it, well, the reason that I gave it to them all is because they're all Explorer mages. And Explorer mages, I just think of them as like nerds. Like, they just like study all day, they study magic all day, so they all have glasses. So that's why I did that. Now, the reason why I gave her this like reddish outfit, obviously I'm a Fire Poison, so a lot of my skills are like red looking, right? But in particular, the Megumin outfit, I think it looks good not only just as an NX item, like I think it's a pretty like unique top. I don't see that many people wearing it. It also gives me the flowy vibes with the giant cape, right? Megumin herself, I get a lot of inspiration from anime characters for my outfits. She is an explosion mage. So Fire Poison is also an explosion mage where I cause a lot of explosions. So I think it just fits very well with this outfit. Now, the Fire Poison wand, like I said, I always like to have some sort of weapon with these characters as well. It just fits perfectly. Like, it's designed around this class, so it just matches the aesthetic. But the other weapon that I like a lot is the Tactician Nine Hearts Tome. Now, I like this weapon a lot because if you hold it in the two-handed motion, it looks like you're reading a book. And I think not only is this very cute, it's also a very unique outfit, especially for mages. Like, it looks like you're casting a spell from a book, which is really, really nice. But I just alternate between these two weapons sometimes depending on what kind of look I'm going for. My next character is Pooper Dog 111. Yes, a very famous character amongst my characters. Now, the thing with my thieves that I made matching amongst them, so my Night Lord, my Dual Blade, and my Shadower, is they all have the same face. I actually forgot to mention on my Fire Poison, my last character, is that all of my Explorer mages have the exact same hair. So not only do they share the part animal thing with the round glasses, they also have the same hair because they're all siblings. Now, it's the same with my thieves, except they have the same eyes. So all of my thieves have the calm lucid face, which I think is just a very nice edgy face. Also, the color of the like eyes for the calm lucid face are very like saturated, which makes them stand out a lot, which I think looks good. So I have the ash bubbly hair, another very cute hair that's rounded, has the two like ponytails on the sides, calm lucid face, heartbeat little devil hat, heartbeat pitter patter top, so these match. And then I have the rest transparent. So it's a very like basic look, mostly transparent, and then 2 items. Now, this outfit is actually inspired by a K-pop outfit. So I like to get inspirations from different things that I like. Like, for example, I like anime, I like K-pop, and I like MapleStory. So it's like I'll combine these things that I like to try and find an outfit. So you'll often find in K-pop stages and performances, like they'll wear these varsity jackets. So like this is a picture of Illit wearing these types of varsity jackets. And then that's the exact same top that I'm wearing, right? So I just like to find inspiration in things that I like. Now this one's a little bit of a weird one because my IGN is what's actually influencing what my character looks like. So this IGN Selyun is the name of a K-pop idol. I wanted to make this character look like her, but back to what I was saying at the start of the video, you have to wait for royals to come out. There's only so much that I can do when the right hair isn't out yet. So for now, I'm wearing the Altia hair, main character face, which I think is a pretty underrated face. I would want to get a better face down the line, probably not so chucklehead face, but this face is pretty good. I think the colors are good, the shape is nice. I don't really like faces that are like weirdly shaped. I don't even know how to describe it, but I like kind of like a more rounded face. And then it's wearing the blue robin outfit and the rest is transparent. So it's pretty basic, but I think this outfit's good. The Altia hair is a very, very nice hair, but because I'm trying to look like Selyun, it doesn't really look like her. So I'm trying to change my outfit, and I crafted an outfit here in MapleSim. I actually use this website all the time, MapleSim, to create a bunch of outfits. So this is the outfit that I want to go for, this one. And I based it off of how Selyun looks like. So for example, if you get a picture of her, she's wearing a blue top, brown hair, right? So I got the blue top and the brown hair, and then she has a black ribbon in her hair, like in this picture, for example. So because my character is named after her, I wanted to make it look like her. But the problem is with this hair is there's a big ass forehead. So if you really think about it, the forehead is taking up literally like 50% of the head. So that's usually why I use bangs in almost all of my characters, because the forehead just takes up so much space in this game, and there's like nothing you could do about it besides wear a bangs hair. But this is one of those cases where I'm just gonna sacrifice, because it's not the worst thing in the world. The hair is really good, looks like a person that I want it to look like, so I'm just gonna change my look to this whenever I am able to. Now, this is one of my very few characters that is not necessarily a super cute look. So my character, my hero, my Stark. Now, this character is based off of an anime character some of you might know from a show called Frieren, and I wanted him to look like Stark from Frieren. So he has the giant axe polearm thing, he's got the red hair, you know, red top, black pants, and black boots, and that's the outfit that I was going for. Obviously it's not exactly one-to-one because there's only so much that you can work with, but because the name and because he's a hero just like in the show, I wanted to look exactly like him. Now the problem is whenever I jump, there's like this ice animation, which he doesn't have ice powers or anything like that, and it just doesn't match. But the other issue is there's no other pole arm that matches his weapon. Like, because I'm a hero, I use a two-handed axe, but it has to be a big ass pole arm, like that's what he uses. So I just tank for now. But as for the items, I'm using Aran's Hero polearm, I'm using black leather boots, peach blossom fox label ring, novel spunky Evan hair, main character face, and then I have red hooded coat, black suit pants, and the final judgment cape. And then all in all, it makes me look like Stark, and I think it's pretty cool. So this next character, you might look at it, and if you don't know who I'm cosplaying as, you'll be like, wow, this NX is so ugly. And I actually agree with you. Like, I don't think this NX looks that good, to be honest with you. But if I had any other IGN, I think it'd be horrible. But because I have this IGN Yoruichi, I am cosplaying as Yoruichi from the show Bleach. So this was as close as I could get to look like her. She has very dark purple hair. She has like yellowish eyes and usually an orange top, right? So this is what I was able to find and what I was able to work with. Orange top, purple hair. Obviously, I tried to get the skin color to match too, but I think it looks sick because I'm cosplaying as Yoruichi, to be honest with you. And what's even cooler is Demon Slayer has this like black, well, not black, but it has the cap Mastema, and then, you know, in the show, Yoruichi can transform into a cat, which is what I also got with this cat label ring. Problem is, Yoruichi transforms into a all black cat, but this one has like a white part to the cat, so it's not like 100% accurate, but I think it's pretty cool that like I could turn into a cat just like Yoruichi in the show. So I have the orange hooded shirt, purple wave ponytail, sweet candy face, and white label ring. So this character is an X. These are the items that I'm wearing: Oceanic Heart, Oh My Captain M, Luminous Sea, Going to School in the Morning hair, and Eileen face. Now, honestly, I think this NX is just okay. Because I'm a cannon master, I got this like big giant anchor weapon and like these sailor looking NX. This is just a really nice, cute hair that I wanted to put on. And then I don't think this face is that good. I would get a different face in the future when it comes out, but it's an okay outfit. I mean, I don't think it's that crazy. I think it's just like decent for cannon master. So that's what I went with. Now, if you remember what I said with my thieves, my Shadower, my Night Lord, and my Dual Blade, they all have the same face. So this is the Calm Lucid face. This is the Color Blend half chickpea hair, Orbit of Venus hat, Venus dress, and 2 Venus cape. So this is an NX set that is very expensive. You can't get it in the Steam market or in boxes, and same with the hair. So I think this is one of my best NX outfits, to be honest with you. And honestly, it makes me want to play my Dual Blade more. So I put this like really bougie NX outfit on it. I think it looks very good. I think this hair is probably one of the best in the whole game. And I think this hat is so sick, how it just like orbits around your head. Pretty cool. Now, what I think is pretty interesting about my Kali here is it's a edgy / cute fit. So that was my goal with all of my Flora characters. So Flora is one of the job branches in this game, and that's what I wanted to do with my Flora characters. So Kali, Arc, Ilium, and Adele. I wanted to go for like a edgy, cute look, but I'm not 100% done with them. They still like need some items, but this is like the basic vibe I'm going for. I actually think this Enigma face is very underrated when you want to get that edgy look. I base it off of like the stereotypical like anime, like when your eyes are covered and you're like inner rage and like don't mess with me type vibe. It's just like so edgy and funny looking to me, so that's why I went for it. And then I even have like umbral cloak, gentle maid's dress, quiet bob hair, still-eyed face, which is actually a really good face, but it's just covered right now. And I just went for the edgy vibe. Now, this is what I plan on doing with these characters. So my Kali, for example, I plan on getting the Nightmare March, the Dragon's Blessing, Black Dragon Horns, and then my Ilium. As you can see, these 4 characters are all matching, right? Cow's Hood, Tactician, 9 Hearts robe, my Arc, Going to School hair, God of Destruction red outfit, God of Destruction red hand, and same with my Adele, Cherry Pop hair, Silent Soul, White Dragon Horn, Enigma, and Serenity Flare. So that way my 4 Flora classes, they're all matching together. They're all just like, they have like a cute don't mess with me type vibe. They all have different hairs that all look good, and all of their outfits are matching. I actually like the Ilian one in particular because this cow hood and the 9 heart robe are not part of the same set, yet they look so good together. And it looks even better with the Enigma. Like, it's like the hood is covering your face and your arms are covered, so it looks like you have no arms, which I think is like a very unique look on this game. It's very interesting. Now, this is my Nightwalker, so it's named Inu Booj. So if you remember at the start of the video when we talked about my original Nightwalker, Inu Booj, it's the exact same NX as before, just reincarnated essentially. So I have the I Heart Cats cape, white hand knit bunny doll t-shirt, Chew label ring, Precious face, and Royal hair, which I think is probably the best hair in the whole game. Now, the Precious face is actually, I think, a pretty underrated hair. It gives me a very like mischievous, like devious look, which I think is pretty good for a thief. Typically, that's what I go for on thieves, is like either edgy or like sneaky type look. So I think it's pretty good. I might change it one day, but for now, I think it's really good. Now, my Mercedes is kind of a work in progress. I have Elfine ponytail and not so chucklehead face, some of the best hair and face in the game. I have small C otter shirt and small C otter tail, and then small Formosan deer weapon. So I went for this deer weapon because Mercedes has like deers in its attacks, and I thought it would match. I also think the jump animation it's a little much, but I think it's just enough where it's like, it's just cute with this like pink flower pattern. And then the deer also attacks with me, which is pretty cool. And it's like a little pet that I have on my side. But the outfit is pretty basic. I really wanted this weapon. It's called Fairy Pico because I think it would work really well with Mercedes. It's kind of like a leaf looking weapon and it's kind of like magical and green, which I think works really well with Mercedes, but it was never listed in the Steam market and I don't know if it could even be listed anyways. So yeah, this guy's kind of just like a work in progress, but for now I think it's really good. But this is a perfect example of what I talk about when it comes to transparent and hair and face. Like, what am I really wearing? This is literally a free top and free cape that you get from an event. Yet because I have a good hair and face and transparency, the outfit looks good. So with this outfit for my AB, I have the soft pink hoodie, magical superstar wings. These are really cool because AB has like these little wings and can fly around. So I wanted very cute tiny wings that just like matched AB's aesthetic. I have the long hair with blunt bangs, and this is a custom color. What's really cool about using the custom color on this is because there's a version of this hair that costs literally $450. Like, you have to pay that much to get the hair, and you can get that version of the hair in this color, or you can get the regular Royals version of the hair, which is what I have right now, and use a color blend coupon to get the same color as the one that costs $450. So I was able to get like the bootleg version basically. And then Not So Chocolate Face, which I think is really good. I made it red because it really stands out, but a different color would probably work better, to be honest with you. So for my Lynn is the forest child, right? Like, that's the lore. But it's also a mage, so I went for this like big flowy wizard robe type aesthetic. I have the Lynn weapon as well as an NX, and then I also went with like green hair and face because it matches the forest aesthetic, and the horns because that's what Lynn has, right? So Zelkova tree branch ornament F, jester spirit outfit, shining memorial staff, and the Lynn chat and label ring. Not So Chocolate Face, of course, and flowing hair with buns. So this is another nice hair. It's got a bangs, but it's also but what's interesting is it has the split in the middle, but it still looks good because it has the bangs. And I think it looks really nice for my Lynn. This jump animation is a little too much. Can't turn it off, unfortunately, but I think it's okay though. It even contrasts the way that my skills look, like red and green. It's pretty cool. So my Shadower, just like my Dual Blade and my Nightlord, has the exact same face, the Calm Lucid face, because that's like the connection between them. And then I went for a very monochrome black and white look. So Jay's Sterilized Kitty Eye Patch, all about black, and the Scar of Darkness because I'm a Shadower, and obviously I use a dagger, right? So that's the vibe that I was going for. Also, Elfine ponytail. Now, what's really cool about this color blend is it makes my hair white or very light gray, right? So you can't actually get this hair in this color. You can only get it in like a dark gray. But if you use this exact color blend, Violet 14, Green 86, you can get it in white, which is pretty cool, to be honest with you. So you're not going to see that many people have this hair in white because you have to color blend it. So here's my Adele. Now, my Adele has a very cool weapon called the Serenity Flare. And if you put it in the gun weapon motion, you can hold it on your side like this, which is really nice. If you remember what I was saying about my floors, I want them to all have that edgy, cute look with the Enigma covering their eyes, right? But I just didn't pick it up yet. Eventually I will. Not all of the characters' outfits are complete, but you know, I have a lot of them like going. So I have Not So Chocolate Face, of course, and Cherry Pop hair, which is one of the newer hairs that came out last year, but it's a very, very good hair in my opinion. I think these double like buns or whatever are very, very cute. I shut off my arc a little bit later, but these are the NX items: Enigma, God of Destruction red outfit, God of Destruction red cape, and God of Destruction red hand, going to school in the morning hair, and the face doesn't really matter because it's covered by the Enigma. So this is more of like one of my completed Flora edgy outfits. And the thing about arc is you have to think about your silhouette, right? Because when you turn into Spectre mode, you are completely blacked out, right? So you have to think about the shape of your character too, not just in Flora mode. So I think the shape of this character looks good because this hair, you can obviously tell what type of hair it is because this hair is like very prominent on the sides basically. So my Evan is wearing another like mage looking outfit. It's very flowy, right? And it has a wand, which is very typical of what I do for mages. It has the Branch of Memory, Lake Waves, and Light of Urda. Long hair with bangs, dyed blue, and then Still-Eyed Face, which is I think probably the second best face in the game. I think Not So Chucklehead is the best face. The reason why Still-Eyed is so good is because the smile is the cutest smile in the whole game. It has a better smile than the not so chucklehead face. Now I really like this weapon, Evan's hero staff, because you get a little baby mirror with you as well, and you get these like sparklies around you that also match this outfit. This is a very popular outfit in Korean MapleStory, but I actually just think it looks really good too. Honestly, my Wild Hunter, like I just put like whatever random an X on it just so it wasn't ugly on my login screen. It has the schoolgirl cut attentive face, which I think is a pretty good face if you want like a cute ooh type face. And then stylish white winter knit. Yeah, it's pretty basic, but yeah, that's what it has. My Hoyong has the snake god summons, picnic snapback, which I think matches, and the fluffy bobbed hair and chucklehead cat face, which I think is pretty cute. Not as good as the regular chucklehead, but I mean, it's close enough. I think this fluffy bobbed hair with the picnic snapback looks actually really good. I just need to get rid of these ears, but I don't have the skill to get rid of them yet. And I kind of went with this like flowy snake god summon that kind of just like, it like really covers your arms a lot. I think it looks good on Hoyong because Hoyong really has like godly like abilities. Like that's kind of like the Hoyong aesthetic. So I kind of wanted something that looked majestic basically. So I went with that. Now my bishop, just like my fire poison, it's got the mochi puppy ears, it's got star messenger, refreshing lemon bubble tea, calm Eileen face. This will change in the future. And then Elfine hair, the exact same hair that my fire poison has, but this time it's yellow just because obviously yellow matches with the bishop aesthetic very well. I still need to get round glasses for it as well, so it can match my mage theme that I'm going on. It's got a big weapon that's very prominent, just like my other mages. This is my ice lightning, just like my fire poison and my bishop. It's got the same exact hair, the Elfine hair, not so chucklehead face, big giant weapon, just because it's a mage and I like mages having big weapons. Crystal moon weapon, steely pink bunny ears, so it's got like the animal ears as well. Simple little ghost wizard robe, which is like a nice flowy robe, just like I like on my mages, even though my bishop didn't have a flowy type outfit, but I still think it looked good. And then Dear Lil, which I think is very underrated, are these like little tiny wings that I guess are a little hard to see, but I think it adds quite a bit as well. But I do really like the way that my mages look. And then this is my Kadena, who's just cosplaying Hatsune Miku. Yeah, honestly, I just copied Tummy. I literally asked him if I could look like his AB, who looks pretty much exactly like this, because I wanted to cosplay this GIF as well, like just like he did. So I think it's very cute. And this character is wearing the princess pigtails, bright eyes, and rosemary tea dress female with the musical green onion. So at the start of this video, I said I'm going to tell you guys how you could find out if an item is on the Steam market. Let's say you want to buy the red neckerchief that my Hido wears. You can see that it's here and you could just search it. So I'm going to leave a link to the description to this website that has every single item on the Steam market listed. And this way you could find out if the item is there. But that's about it for this video. Let me know which one of my characters is your favorite and why. Why is it your favorite? Let me know if what I said makes sense. If I was just yapping this whole video, what do you think of like me creating a little bit of lore to get more immersed into my characters, or just adding a little bit of personality? Do you guys do that? And let me know if you like this video as well. Bit of a different, weird type of video, but hey, I enjoyed it. Anyways, I appreciate you guys for watching. Remember to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Shout out to my members: Blazefire, Shooms, Shagad, Ravi Espa, Koga, Skittles, Dante Victory, CK, Jay, Kyle, Vampiric X, Fresh and Juicy, Assassin, Henzo, Henrique, and Kelvin. I appreciate you guys so much. And thank you everybody who submitted fan art. You can always submit it in the Discord and it'll be put at the end of every video. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.